Do-do-do. Tony's Topics. Do-do-do. Tony's Topics. Hey folks, what's happening? My name's Tony. Welcome to Tony's Topics. Okay, so what do I want to talk about? I'm still flipping out about the NBA. Okay, let's talk about the entire East Coast. Okay, because I think I can actually get through the entire conversation with just one episode on it. Alrighty then. So, your first matchups, Atlanta versus Brooklyn. Everyone's calling Brooklyn or Atlanta to win that. I'm sorry, Atlanta. Everyone's calling Atlanta to win that. Of course Atlanta's going to win that matchup. They have the second best record in the league, and Brooklyn just barely inched in. It's not even worth talking about. Next, let's see here. Toronto versus Washington. Kind of surprised about that one. Like, if I was going to bet on the game, I would have probably picked Toronto beating Washington, only because Toronto started out really just hardcore this year. They were gangsters earlier, and then they kind of fell off after DeMar DeRozan got hurt and didn't get invited to the All-Star game, and then they came back and they just didn't seem to have that same bite. So, but still, I probably would have thought Toronto was going to win, but wait, then we come out and all of a sudden Paul Pierce remembers that he was once very good and still has some left in the tank. So now it's looking like Washington's about to take this thing. Looks kind of rough. I mean, Washington has decent guys at every position. It looks rough for the Raptors. All right, so next up, Chicago versus Milwaukee. Again, this isn't as bad as Atlanta, Brooklyn, but it's bad. Chicago is an army. Honestly, I've talked all season about how Thibodeau has misplayed that team because I haven't seen a Chicago team this good since the Bulls back in Michael Jordan's day. And if a team assembled by Chicago was going to have the ability to take it all, this would be the team. I mean, your point guard and shooting guard, Derrick Rose and Jimmy Butler, both averaging 20 points or more. Disgusting. Okay, then. Let's skip over to your power forward. Your power forward is Pau Gasol. He's a 17-10 center, or power forward, center, whatever. He's disgusting. Joakim Noah, not as busted as everyone wants to flip out about. He's good for 7-8 points a night, but he'll get you some assists. He'll get you some assists and some rebounds, like 7 rebounds, 5 assists. So he's a very, into it kind of player and stuff. And then, the backup, and I guess what I really want to talk about is the backup guys, because, what's that guy's name? Muradic Milik, you know how you pronounce his name, whatever his name is. Anyway, he is amazing, and honestly almost got Rookie of the Year or whatever. So I'm really impressed with the way that guy plays. So Nikola Muradic, I can easily see him, Mirotic, pardon me. I really enjoy the way he plays. So I'm like, their big men rotation should be really locked up. I almost see each one of those guys getting 33 minutes a night, 32, whatever. So, okay. And then at small forward, they've got Taj Gibson. I mean, he keeps playing Dunleavy, but it's Taj Gibson. Okay? I mean, really. And the backup guy at point guard, Aaron Brooks. And then they got Snell, too. I mean, and Henrik. All I'm saying is the Bulls are deep. Now, all you have to do is play them right because there's really just no excuse. So, in this particular matchup, I don't even really see this as being a matchup. Honestly, I'm surprised if the Bulls lose one game. Okay? I mean, it's not as devastating as Atlanta versus Brooklyn, but I really would be surprised if the Bulls lose once. Finally, there's Cleveland versus Boston. Yeah, I don't expect Boston to win one game. But after seeing that first game, oh my gosh, wow, were you guys as impressed about Boston as I was? Those kids hustled from the very beginning of the game to the very end of the game. Boston had no quit in them. Oh my goodness, that was a beautiful game of basketball to watch that typically I wouldn't watch because it's not a great matchup. I'm like, nobody expects Boston to win anything. No. Okay? With Miami being out, that clearly shows that the X factor that kept getting Miami to the playoffs, to the finals, 4 years in a row, was LeBron James. Minus LeBron James, even though they had Goran Dragic, even though they got Whiteside, even though Dwayne Wade was playing his best, even though they had Lowell Deng, and, the Bosch loss was harsh, but they went from being a 4-time finalist to not even making the top 8 in the East? Wow. So, yeah, Cleveland sweeps. But the fact that Boston is making it a good game, Boston might get one in. If Cleveland doesn't pay attention, Boston might get one in. But Cleveland sweeps. Either way it goes. That's my time. That's my topics.